The intercondylar fossa anteriorly it is bounded by the lower part of the patellar articular surface, and posteriorly it is bounded by the intercondylar line, posterior intercondylar line. Now let us see the capsular attachment of the lower end. The capsular attachment of the lower end, it is attached posteriorly to the intercondylar line, then it passes along the articular margin. This passes about 1 centimeter above the articular margin, and here you see it passes along the 1 centimeter above the articular margin. Anteriorly it is deficient. For the suprapatellar bursa. Now come to the other aspect. Here the capsular ligament passes above the popliteus muscle. That means popliteus muscles is intracapsular but extrasynovial, and anteriorly it is deficient for the passage of the suprapatellar bursa. Here lies the suprapatellar bursa. At the lower end of this lower third, here lies the suprapatellar bursa, and above the suprapatellar bursa, here lies the articularis genu. This muscle arises by 2 or 3 slips. This articularis genu is considered to be the detached part of the vastus intermedius. It is inserted to the suprapatellar bursa here, and during extension it pulls the suprapatellar bursa, and thereby it prevents the injury to this bursa. Now come to the upper end. The capsular attachment is along the articular margin. It anteriorly it lies along the intercondylar line. Then it passes above the. Then it passes through the middle of the posterior aspect of the neck. So the lateral part of the posterior surface of the neck is not covered by the capsule. Here lies the tendon of the obturator externus, but so this is the capsular attachment. Now here this neck, the medial margin of the neck, lower border of the neck makes an angle with the medial border of the shaft. This angle is called neck shaft angle. This angle is about 125 degree in case of adult male. It is slightly lower in case of female because of the wider pelvis and more obliquity of the shaft. So it is less in case of female. If this angle 125 degree, if it is less than 125 degree, it is called varus deformity, and if it is more than 135, it is called valgus deformity. Now the head is supplied by the vessels which runs along from the lateral aspect to the medial aspect. If you see the anterior surface of the neck, you will find some ridges. These bony ridges will be converted into tunnel by the retinacular fibers of the capsule. Through this tunnel, arteries passes from the lateral aspect to the medial aspect. If there is fracture of the neck, this arterial supply will be disrupted and there will be avascular necrosis of the head. Now, generally the neck fracture occurs in the people above 60 years of age, and shaft fracture generally occurs below the 16 years of age. After fracture of the neck, the lower limb will assume the position, that is lateral rotation, and there will be shortening. The lateral rotation is caused by, here you see, when there will be fracture of the neck, the axis of movement will be changed. Because of the change of the axis of movement, the medial rotators, the adductor muscles, which were medial rotators, will cause lateral rotation of the fractured shaft because of the change of the axis, and because of the pull of the muscles which is attached to the ilium, that is gluteus muscles. Because of this muscle pull, there will be shortening. So these are the fractures. Now, if there is fracture at the lower end, that is supracondylar fracture, the lower fragment of the supracondylar fracture will be displaced posteriorly because of the pull of the gastrocnemius muscles. Now come to the ossification. The shaft ossifies from primary center of ossification, that is 8th week of intrauterine life, and upper end, head, greater tubercle and lesser tubercle, they develop from secondary center of ossification. Head appears at 1 year, greater trochanter 4 years, and lesser trochanter 14 years develops. Now head joins with the shaft. Now this lesser trochanter joins with the shaft at the 16 years, and greater trochanter joins with the shaft 17 years, and head joins with the shaft 19 years. Now lower end, the lower end develops at the 9th month of intrauterine life. It violates the rules of ossification, though it is secondary center of ossification, but it develops before birth at the 9th month of intrauterine life, and this 9th month is the viable age for fetus, so it has got medical legal importance, and this joins with the shaft at about 20 years of age. So these are the ossification of the femur.